Rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1030, Armstrong case.
You all may be seated. Okay, Mrs. Armstrong.
Yes, Ms. Judge.
Okay, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Oh, well, Miss Tally over here, we decided to have a baby together about 3 years ago. And we got a divorce. And now I just need her to pay some child support.
Okay. Well, you guys are going through a divorce, right?
Well, yeah, sorry, we're going through a divorce. I wish it was over already. But I've been paying health care for a long time, about ever since the baby was born.
How much is the health care?
It's $111 a month.
Okay.
This baby is 2 years old. We've been together for about 3 years, and I just, it's a lot of money.
Okay, and you want her to pay child support?
And I need that money.
Okay, she needs that money. You don't want to pay that money?
No, ma'am. Instead, I want to spend time with this child. She's not allowing me to see my son, Alex.
All right, get ready. This case is about to get intense. It's a serious courtroom fight about child support, custody, and even a parent being blocked from seeing their kid. Mrs. Armstrong is asking for money to help raise the child. But Miss Tally says she hasn't been allowed to see her own child for more than a year. And here's the twist. The judge isn't putting up with any nonsense. Stay tuned, because things take a surprising turn, and you won't believe how it all ends.
Okay.
I mean, I have an amazing 2-year-old son that I'm being denied access to see. And I do not believe that I should be paying child support. Rather than I should be able to spend time with my son and actively be in his life.
Her to see Alex?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a reason for that?
Well, Judge, I feel like time is not money. And,
Well, stop. Hold on. It's not money.
Mm-hmm.
But you would agree with me that she is the mother, right?
Yes.
Okay. And would you want for her to deny you access to Alex?
Well, it would be
It's
different.
a yes or no?
No.
Okay, then. So, you do not have a reason to not allow her to see her son.
But she doesn't help me take care of my son.
Now, financially, we'll get to that in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to have a choice if the child is living with you primarily. Is that what's
Correct.
going on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how often do you allow her to see him at all?
No.
Okay, now that's going to change today. You do not have any authority to do that. You do not have it both ways. You can't say, I want her to pay this money, but at the same time, I don't want her to.
Hold up, did you catch that? Miss Tally says she hasn't seen her son in over a year and a half. That's a major red flag in family court. Legally, child support and custody are completely separate. You can't stop a parent from seeing their child just because they haven't been paying support. The judge is already picking up that something's not right, and things are about to go off the rails. Then, in the interview, once she starts paying, then she can see our son. Whoa, hold on. That's not how parenting works. You can't treat visitation like a Netflix subscription. The judge shut that idea down fast, and for good reason. The court always focuses on what's best for the child, and that usually means having both parents involved, no strings attached.
It doesn't work like that.
Well, once she starts paying me some money, then she can also start seeing the son.
Well, they don't go together.
Okay.
The possession to a child has nothing to do with paying child support. You do not decide that. You understand? Okay, because in a different court, you could actually be held in contempt for that if you all had a court order and you were denying her access to your son. You understand that, right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Now, as for you, you'll be able to see your son, but you do understand that you have to pay child support as well.
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you do not have any objection to paying
No,
child
ma'am.
support. Okay, so you heard that, right? Okay, all right. So it seems like money is what's important to you, not necessarily her having a relationship with the child. That's right, right?
Yes.
And that's sad. And it's very sad that you admitted it. Okay, so you turned in some tax returns up here. I have your gross at $6,000 a year. And how many children? It's just Alex, right?
It's just one, yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other children outside of Alex?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So that brings your net down to $4,789.79 for one.
All right, now let's talk numbers. Miss Tally's child support was calculated based on her income, and it comes out to $1,069 a month, including money to help cover healthcare costs. Is she happy about it? Not at all. Does she have a choice? Also no, family law isn't about how you feel. It's about what's fair. And given that she's been totally cut off from her child, this court ruling is just the beginning of a serious reality check.
And then you do have to reimburse her health insurance because
Absolutely.
she's been paying it. You're okay with that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you don't really have a choice, so, okay. Plus the 111 comes out to $1,069 a month.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right, do you have any questions about that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any questions about
No,
that?
ma'am, it's Judge.
Okay, why do you have this smirk on your face?
Oh, I like those numbers. Judge Wonder. Judge Wonder.
Sad. She's not going to have to come back in here and say, you know, she's not letting me see my child or anything like that, is she?
So when she sees the child,
That
do I
means
have
that's
to
a
be
no.
around?
That's a no, because you're not going to do that, right? You're going to let her see the child.
Do I
Yes.
have to be around her when she comes? She has to come pick the child up, like for a weekend.
Yeah, however she picks him up. I mean, you guys have a child, so you should be able to be cordial with each other to some extent. You don't have to necessarily like each other, but
It has
you
to
do
be
need
able
to
to
let her
benefit the
see.
child.
Huh?
It has to be able to benefit the child. I mean, you have to look at Alex's best interest in his life. He needs both of his moms. It's like you can't just deny.
Oh, now this is something. Mrs. Armstrong actually asked, what's the minimum amount of time I have to let her see our son? Like co-parenting is some kind of business deal. Yeah, the judge was not amused. She made it crystal clear. You can't use a child as leverage over money. That's not how the law or parenting works. And that little smirk Mrs. Armstrong gave, that attitude might end up costing her big time if she doesn't start following the rules.
What's the
I agree with
least
that.
of amount of time that I can let her spend with my child?
You know what? We're not going to go there. You're going to let her see him, and that's the end of it. You have your money, right?
Yes.
Okay, then. So do you have any other questions? All right. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
And just like that, justice is served. The judge shut down every excuse, ruled on the child support, and most importantly, made sure Miss Tally gets to see her son. This case is a textbook example of why the court keeps child support and parental access separate. Because at the end of the day, it's not about grudges. It's about what's best for the child. So what do you think? Was the ruling fair? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're into courtroom drama like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. There's a lot more where this came from.